I'm a professor of violin here at San Francisco State University. I'm also a passionate pilot and also a photographer. I love exploring. I love exploring, flying to destinations that are oftentimes hard to reach by car or any other means other than airplane. And it is very exciting to see certainly nature and also the people who have lived in these places for many years. It's exciting to explore and discover or rediscover new areas from above and also from the ground. And this is a very remote area in the deserts, and there is a house, a barn. So someone lived here and built a fence. And now this fence is have gone over time. It's a very dry area, but it kind of reminds us that we people are very adaptable and will go to various places to build a home, build life for ourselves. I had been flying for a while, for at least 12 years or so, that I realized I wanted to share some of my photos and really the beauty from above with family and friends. And a few years ago, I took my first long trip, I would say, from San Francisco to Yellowstone National Park. And I really went there to capture this particular picture here. This is the Grand Prismatic. The Grand Prismatic is a hot spring. I got back home and I looked at the pictures from that trip. It really inspired me to do a lot more. I want light, but obviously I want some soft light. And that's when you also get the most beautiful colors, and it's also very peaceful. It's a spiritual experience. Flying in the morning and taking off as the sun rises is very poetic and very spiritual. In the afternoons, late afternoons, the colors are actually very, very golden. It gets much more golden towards the later part of the sunset, especially when you have a cloudless afternoon. It gets very golden, and you get absolutely sometimes spectacular colors, and one can really play with shadows and with the light. One of these instances is my very recent trip to Colorado, which I just returned from last week. And this is the picture that I really played with nature and light. Some of them, there were streaks of light here and there, and also the shadows were just so interesting to capture. And in this particular picture, if you look carefully, you will see footprints as well. Just right here, down here, there's footprints. And again, National Park in Washington. This was in the early hours of the day. It was a beautiful morning, and I ascended. I took off just before sunrise, and as I went up to 12,000 feet to the mountains of Washington, it was so serene and so peaceful, and there were scattered clouds, and the mountain peaks were just showing, and as if they were swimming and as if they were hugged by this beautiful layer of clouds. It was one of those surreal, quiet moments. Oftentimes when I photograph, I like to listen to music. This picture depicts the damage we make to nature and to ourselves ultimately. There are thousands of these oil derricks in certain parts of California or Texas. And the truth of the matter is we're just not only polluting but slowly killing ourselves. Hands will get oily, you will get dirty, and by the end of the day, if you spend at least a few hours there, you will begin to cough. In Southern California, around Bakersfield area, and in certain parts of Texas, around Midland, Odessa, or in other areas. But it really hits you once you explore the area and you realize the damage we are making as human beings.